Oh, Frank was like 8 years old. Say that again. Frank was like 8 years old. Oh, yeah.
Barbara, you good? We're going to start. You and me. The council will come to order. All rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our veterans, servicemen and women, and those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. The clerk will call the roll.
Anderson, Kamel, Condon, Crow, DeMaria, Matheson, Murphy,
Yes.
O'Malley, Spadafora, Winslow, Sika.
Here. Under the provisions of the open meeting law, for those of you who are in attendance, please be informed that MAT, along with resident John Mayara, is recording this evening's meeting. Again, there will be audio and video recording of this meeting. First order of business. Councilor Spadafora. Hold on. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I neglected to update the agenda, but I would like the forum to invite one of our residents to the podium to recognize her and her achievements. I know we usually put this in the docket, but I wanted to do this under my privilege. If that's not a problem, I'd like to do it now. I don't know if you have to vote on that. If you want to vote on it, we voted on in the past to recognize. All right, we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
So let me just start by saying this was something we attempted a couple times. Last week was the last time. It was with the weather. We could not coordinate, and nor do we want people traveling in last week's weather. But during this summer, and many of you probably know this individual, but I was taken back by an achievement by a local Ward 3 resident from 557 who has been in the Girl Scouts for over 60 years. Am I correct? 65 years. And it honestly blew me away, given the fact that it's hard enough to get people to volunteer for a couple hours a week, whether it be a couple hours a year, but to be in an organization, whatever that organization is, for 65 consecutive years is an achievement that I think this council should recognize. And while it is the Girl Scouts, I went back and did a little homework. I was a Boy Scout, which means nothing because I think I lasted about a year and a half. That's how my commitment was. But just to give a little background on what the Girl Scouts were formed in Savannah, Georgia by a woman named Juliet Gordon Lowe in Savannah, Georgia in 1912 in the midst of the Progressive Era. She was nearly deaf. She was 51 years old, and she sparked a worldwide movement inspiring girls to embrace togetherness, individually, strength, and intellect. Now, this was 1912. Progressive, I think, is an understatement, given that time frame. She was known affectionately as Daisy by her family and close friends, and she gathered these 18 girls in her hometown of Savannah to share what she learned abroad and about a new outdoor and educational program for the youth. While this Girl Scout movement was born, she was the first Girl Scout trailblazer and redefined what the possibility for themselves are and the girls everywhere. And again, I just want to keep on stressing this was 1912. This was not an age where women were looked upon to teach anything nor have any responsibility in that time. So she really was progressive. And I think everybody knows the rest of the story in terms of, whether it be hiking and sports, togetherness, but there's a lot of great information on what the Girl Scouts have done from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s. They've all had these eras of decades of learning. They started, they were with Earth Day in 1970. The playground, Daisy's at the playground 1984, which is, over 30, almost 40 years ago. They had a website in the 1990s. Again, that was 28 years ago. And now they're bringing in more Girl Scouts in the 2000s, and they focused on, in the early 2000s, bringing people from South America into the Girl Scouts for the growth and for their training. So a resident from 557, her name is Vicky. She wrote me a little history of herself in Girl Scouts in 65 years. And the amazing part was it fit on 3 pages, and she wrote it longhand. And I certainly cannot emphasize how proud I am to have her as a Malden resident, recognize her achievement for, again, 65 of dedicated service, and her lifelong commitment not only to the youth of this country, but certainly the youth of this area, and we are certainly proud and humble. So I want to recognize you from the council perspective, and I'm not going to read this because I will do injustice. I would like you to come up here and share a few thoughts on how it started. I know you're going to give me the look, Vicky, but if you can come up here, we'll bring the mic to you. Say a few words, because we would like to first say thank you. I'll be the first one, and then we'd like to take a picture with you. And I know you brought some fellow 65 years. There's probably a lot of people you helped, but I know there's a couple people here who would probably want to share a few stories. So could you just come up and recognize yourself for a couple minutes? Don't fight, Vicky. Right, you're going to run down there and move the mic. No. It's on. It's on.
It's on?
Yes.
Oh, great. Hi.
Okay.
I started when I was 7 years old. They passed around a flyer, and I ran home. And I said, Ma, I got to join. I guess she said yes. I went to Scouts for 5 years before she decided to join to find out what I was doing. She was in Scouts 40 years before she passed away, keeping track of me. I can't remember much about Brownies. Girl Scouts, I did a lot of stuff. I camped, I hiked, I swam. I went to resident camp, I went to day camp. I learned how to use a jackknife, I learned how to swim, I learned to cook, I learned everything that they could possibly teach me. I became a first-class scout. I became an advanced swimmer. I went to the 1962 Girl Scout Roundup in Button Bay, Vermont. And yes, their seashells look like buttons. We collected them. I don't know what happened to mine. I went through seniors. Back then in 64, we weren't allowed to become leaders until we were 21. So I became an inactive Girl Scout. I was still a Girl Scout, but I could help out other troops. I became a leader at 21. Everybody thought my mother pressured me into becoming a leader because there were 3 troops in her area that needed leaders. I just picked one close to my house. I had 2 children in between there, one of them who went on to receive the Gold Award. I just led girls. I liked it. I had 2 great leaders, Mrs. Cana and Mrs. McCown, Mrs. McCown went to the 1962 Roundup. She wasn't stationed anywhere near me. I don't know why. And I just led. I had a troop until, when did I come with you? Do you know? It's been a while, I guess. 10 or 12 years? Because I didn't have enough girls to really do a troop because everybody had after schools activities, so I joined Daddy's troop. And we've had a lot of fun. A couple of years ago, they had a Roundup reunion, it was called. We went to Button Bay, Vermont. I can't remember how many women went, and I had a blast. We were there for 5 days, and I wish it would have been 2 weeks. I can't think of anything else.
Well, I would like to open up for the council members, and if there's anybody else who want to speak on behalf of Vicky, please come up to the mic. I will just leave you with this before we're going to take a picture with you. I will close with what Juliette Lowe said in terms of the Scouts. Truly ours is a circle of friendship and united by our ideals. And I think that's actually what you emulate. And we celebrate a lot of things in this chamber, from sporting events to certain celebrations. But I can honestly say 65 of devoted service is something that needs to be recognized. And I'm glad you came tonight and we were able to recognize you as not only a Malden resident, but as somebody who donated 65 years of their life to the women of this state. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, everybody want to get up, take a picture?
Heidi, you want to say a few words?
I just want you all to know, too, that to this day, Vicki is still very much involved in the camping aspect of it. Malden Girl Scouts has been doing a camporee for the past several years. Vicki's there. Vicki's part of the planning process. Vicki runs stations. She camps just like the rest of us. So she's out there having a blast.
Thank you, Steve.
Councilor Crowe.
Thank you. Vicki, actually, and Heidi, I just want to say, congratulations for all that you do. I call Heidi an awful lot, last minute usually, when I have an event and I could use some Girl Scouts. I know a lot of us do. And I know when Council Spatafora was talking about the history, and I think it was 2012, the 100 years of Girl Scouts, they had an event at Anthony's, and it was really a great way, and they showcased the uniforms and the history and all the things that they did. And as a former Girl Scout myself, lasted longer than a year and a half, but that's all right. It really drove home how impactful the Girl Scouts really have, not only into my life, but to everybody else. So it really, I think, and someone that works for a girls serving organization, I've done a lot of work with the Girl Scouts of Eastern Massachusetts, where you're from. And actually remember when Shannon O'Brien was the head of the Girl Scouts, and we did a lot of work together. So I just know the impact that you have on the lives of girls and then in the generations to come. So I just want to say thank you for your commitment and all that you do for the city.
Thank you. Councilor DeMaria.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Vicki, for coming, and Heidi for attending. I think it's just absolutely wonderful, the service that the Girl Scouts have brought to America, and it's really formed many young women into becoming leaders. And in 1912, we did share a joint event with Junior Aid Association of Malden. So, I'm sorry,
2012.
Yeah.
1912.
What we 1912 to 2012, we shared the 100th anniversary together. And I know personally, I was a Girl Scout. My daughters were Girl Scouts, and it made a nice impact on our family and our lives. And it's just wonderful. I'm so happy that Councilor Spatafora brought you in. I don't know what he did to get you here, because this is a big ordeal for you. So thank you so much for attending, and we're very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you for coming. Councilor Spadafora will have a citation for you sent to your house, okay? Thank you. Next. Next order of business.
Paper 409-19, approval of the minutes from the meeting from November 26, 2019.
On Councilor Winslow's motion to approve the minutes, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The minutes have been approved. Next order of business.
Okay, you'll need to bear with me here with this long list of renewal applications. I'll say what they are in the beginning. First application is a Class 1 license is changing from a Class 2 license, Absolute Auto Rental and Sales, Inc., 495 Broadway. The following Class 2 licenses, 99 Towing and Truck, 469 Broadway, AGM Auto Sales, Inc., 135 Eastern Ave, Auto Bazaar Corp., 17 Charles Street, Broadway Auto Sales, 628 Broadway, CMP Imports, 595 Broadway, Culleton Brothers, Inc., 61 Clinton Street, Malden, Dealer One Motors, 77 Broadway, Greenleaf Auto Sales, 28 Broadway, Greenleaf Auto Sales 2, 69 Newland Street, Hub Starters and Alternators, Inc., 172 Broadway, Joe Ciampa Auto Body, Inc., 322 Eastern Ave, John's Service, 200 Beach Street, Malden, Linden Automotive, Inc., 121 Beach Street, Louis Foreign Car Garage, Inc., 191 Salem Street, MacMillen Automotive, 388 Eastern Ave, Malden Auto Sales, 147 Ferry Street, Maxima Auto Sales, 105 Broadway, Prestige Motors of Malden, 600 Broadway, Richards Motorcars, Inc., 672 Broadway, River Auto Sales, Inc., 77 Eastern Ave, Sega Auto Sales and Service, Inc., 449 Ferry Street, Skips Auto Service, 74 Highland Ave, Smart Buy USA, 497 Broadway, Wentworth Auto Sales, 730 Eastern Ave, and the following amusement machines, Pearl Street Station, 53 Summer Street, Flaming Grill and Buffet, 52 Broadway, ITAMS Post, 1640 Oakland Street, Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, 1910, 562 Broadway, GLS Associates, Inc., 50 Holden Street, Patrick's, 36-40 Lebanon Street, Town Line 10-Pin Corp., 665 Broadway. Following applications for extended hours, Dunkin' Donuts, 617 Broadway, Dunkin' Donuts, 200 Commercial Street, Dunkin' Donuts, 57 Eastern Ave, Dunkin' Donuts, 980 Eastern Ave, Dunkin' Donuts, 424 Main Street, Dunkin' Donuts, 245 Pleasant Street, Honeydew Donuts, 691 Eastern Ave, Planet Fitness, 795 Eastern Ave, Supreme Food Mart, 1018 Eastern Ave, L&K Billiard Pool Hall, 94B Pleasant Street. And the following is an application for pool table, L&K Billiard Pool Hall, 94B Pleasant Street.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to refer these petitions to license, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The petitions have been referred. Next order of business.
Under committee reports, paper 453-19, personnel and appointments, papers 351-19, 353-19, and 380-19. Confirmation of mayoral appointment Kenny Mazonson, 206 Bryant Street, apartment number 4, Malden, as a member of the Conservation Commission, said term to expire October 1st, 2021. Confirmation of mayoral appointment Frank Senna, 120 Mountain Ave, apartment A2, Malden, to the Disability Commission, said term to expire September 23rd, 2022. Confirmation of mayoral appointment David Centralica, 32 Perkins Ave, Malden, as associate member of the Board of Appeals, said term to expire March 1st, 2022.
On Councilor Crow's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councilor Crow for the committee.
Thank you, Madam President. So a couple of weeks ago, we met with these three mayoral appointments. Two are reappointments, Kenny Mizonson to the Conservation Commission and Frank Cena to the Disabilities Commission. And I think both of them, we know the work that they've been doing and in the community and in their commissions. And actually, we're really very pleased to have them want to serve the community and really push these two commissions forward. And finally, the last one is David Sanatilica, who is an associate member and is a new appointment to the associate member to the Board of Appeals. And David has been very active in the Warming Center. He on a lot of other projects. He actually served with us on the transportation subcommittee for a little bit, and so he's just been very active in the community. And so, make a motion that we grant. Oh, not as a grant, that we approve all of these appointments.
On Councilor Crow's motion, seconded by Councilor Di Maria, to confirm these appointments. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The appointments have been confirmed. Next order of business.
454-19, committee report, license paper 315-19, livery license, Sakaria Azag, 320 Washington Street, Malden, Mass.
Motion to receive the committee report.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councilor Murphy for the committee.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, this is a livery license that has adequate parking, has been reviewed by the License Committee and was reported out favorably, and we would ask that the Council approve this petition today.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to grant this petition, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The petition is granted. Next order of business. The docket is clear. Personal privilege. Councilor O'Malley.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to make the Council aware. It seems as though, remember that time an applicant came before us regarding the Oak Grove Community Center, and they were having trouble applying for the CPC grant application because they hadn't had the approval of the city to go forward with that application. And then we voted to allow any project that was related to public property to go forward and go through that vetting process and then come to us for formal approval. It sounds like that message never actually made it all the way to the CPC. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I don't think we need to take any additional action necessarily, but if it's okay with the Council, I'd like to work with the Council President and the Clerk just to make sure that that vote that we took formally gets sent over to the CPC so it's clarified. Just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Okay.
And everyone, have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, etc. See you in the new year.
Thank you. We are on TV next week. It's okay. You're a little early. Councilor Murphy.
Yes, I just wanted to once again announce that Santa Claus will be visiting Pine Banks on Saturday and Sunday, this coming Saturday and Sunday, the 14th and 15th, from 3 to 6 p.m. The weather is not looking that great on Saturday at the moment. However, I'm hoping, in good old New England tradition, that I wake up Saturday morning and the weather has changed. But we will be there with hot chocolate and cookies, providing it's not a downpour. Santa will be in his covered house, so if you have an umbrella, he will be there, and be sure to come out and get your pictures with Santa.
Thank you. Councilor Anderson.
And Santa will also be in Ward 7 on this Saturday, December 14th, weather permitting. We had originally planned for Santa to be in Ward 7 last Saturday, but the weather forecast was that it was going to be windy and cold, and we postponed until this coming Saturday. And as it's turned out, the weather forecast for this Saturday isn't looking any better. But we're hardy, and we're going to try to do our best to allow the children and adults of the not only Ward 7 but of the entire city to come out during the daytime from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon to visit with Santa Claus. In the past, we have taken Santa Claus up and down the streets in Ward 7, stopping at the street corners and allowing the kids to come up and have a picture with Santa and share with Santa their thoughts and hopes and dreams for Christmas. This year, we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to park the Santa float on Cross Street down by the intersection of Cross and Bryant Street, right by Anderson Field of Lincoln Common, and allow people to then come to that location. We think we're hoping that passing vehicles coming by will get a chance through the greater visibility of seeing Santa Claus, and we're saying to everyone, come out, enjoy this childhood fantasy, have a cup of hot chocolates and pastry and some cookies and candy, and share your thoughts and dreams with Santa Claus. That's this Saturday, December 14th, from 10 to 3. And if it turns out that the weather is that bad, maybe we'll push it back as a rain date, hoping that Sunday will be better. So at any rate, for everyone, this is a childhood fantasy. Enjoy it. And to everyone in the city, have a happy holiday, happy and healthy holiday. That's it.
Thank you. Councilor O'Malley for the second time.
Well, I forgot. Not knowing we had another city council meeting next week. Tomorrow, December 11th, from 3 to 6 p.m., Malden Arts will be having the unveiling of Malden's first Frank Stella mural, which is, I think, pretty big for our community. I recently saw an article related to the Seaport and how they have recently got a Frank Stella mural. So, I mean, if you think about that, we're on par right now with the Seaport when it comes to public art. And they'll be having the unveiling at the corner of Holden and Center Street, also known as Route 60, at 3 p.m. There'll be a ribbon cutting, and then after that, at around 3:30, we'll head to the Malden Public Library, where we'll have a reception. And rumor has it Frank Stella may or may not make an appearance. So hopefully I see you and others in the community tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn? On Councilor DiMaria's motion to adjourn, all those in favor? All those opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Good evening.